So Crumbl is being sued by Warner Music Group for infringing copyright on a massive scale. Now, this is a really bad time for Crumbl to get sued, as it is rumored they are considering a $2 billion sale of their corporation. Now, we did a complete review on Crumbl franchise a couple of years ago, how much a franchise costs, how much money they make, and some of the problems. I'll post that link up above. But this lawsuit, it is for $24 million. It alleges that Crumbl is using copyrighted music in their social media channels, and they are not paying for it. Now, Warner Music sent Crumbl a cease and desist notice way back in 2023, but allegedly Crumbl just kept doing it. Now, if you look here, you can see the plaintiffs are some pretty heavy hitters. You've got Elektra, Rhino, Warner, among others, and the suit alleges that songs from Dua Lipa, Bruno Mars, Lizzo, Taylor Swift, Mariah Carey, Ariana Grande, and Beyoncé were hijacked, stolen, used without permission. Now, even self-admitted by Crumbl, a great part of them building so quickly to 1,000 locations and selling a whole lot of cookies is their social media presence. There is no question about that. They've got millions upon millions of followers across multiple platforms. Now, because their cookies are so Insta-friendly, hundreds of influencers post themselves eating and reviewing Crumbl cookies. Now, some of those videos have no sound, there's no talking, and it's just people eating cookies with music behind it, and of course it is copyright music. Now, maybe I'm out of touch here, but given the choice between getting out there, building a business, being creative, learning AI, volunteering, hiking, whatever you want to do, or watching people eat cookies, I don't know. That's not a tough judgment call in my opinion. Anyway, some of these videos, if you look at them, they've got tens or even hundreds of thousands of views of people eating cookies. Anyway, back to the lawsuit. It states Crumbl has achieved its success by infringing plaintiffs' copyrighted sound recordings and musical compositions on a massive scale and promotional content posted on social media platforms. And while the Crumbl videos have been instrumental to defendants' success, defendants have not paid for the privilege to use the sound recordings and musical compositions that are featured in them. So apparently there's already a precedent-setting case not that long ago with Bang Energy, who was sued by two companies, and they lost that lawsuit. The plaintiffs here are suing for $150,000 per infringing video. Now, the videos weren't actually posted by Crumbl directly, from what I can see, but they were part of their influencer campaign, and they offer influencers perks and rewards to creators who cover Crumbl. So other people recorded these videos, and Crumbl reposted them on their own accounts. So not only is this possible copyright infringement, it also goes against the social media outlets' terms of service. If you look at Instagram, and the majority of the other ones have pretty much the same type of TOS, you can see it says use of music for commercial or non-personal purposes in particular is prohibited unless you have obtained appropriate licenses. So you can't use copyrighted music. Most people know that. Now, in this case, Crumbl may have figured they were safe because it wasn't their content. They were just sharing someone else's content. And the original creators, well, they actually weren't doing it for commercial purposes, technically, which is kind of a loophole. Now, the really ironic thing is Crumbl themselves, we covered this in prior videos, will sue anyone for alleged copyright infringement. Not that long ago, they sued Dirty Doe a few years ago for doing exactly that. So, kind of funny, I guess what goes around comes around. 2025 not turning out as the best year for Crumbl. Earlier in the year, you might recall the tragic death of a Toronto woman after eating Crumbl cookie. Another woman in Toronto had an almost near fatal reaction. Wondering which celebrities own which franchises? I'll put that link above, and we'll be keeping an eye on these Crumbl stories as they unfold. Subscribe for future updates. Thanks for watching.